And we're back. And with the next presentation coming up, we're moving from one sustainable sector to another one, which is the clean tech industry. And I'm here together with Martin Ryen, CEO and founder of the company Pharem, and he will take us through the presentation. And I don't have anything to say anymore, so leaving it over to you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. I represent Pharem. We are a clean tech company in the wastewater treatment sector, focusing on very difficult type of organic micropollutants, a big challenge in the area, but also see a lot of business opportunities within this market, which I hope I will be able to shine some light upon. My name is Martin Ryen. I'm the CEO and founder of the company. It's my innovations and ideas that the company is built upon. In the management team, I also have Ryen. He has a strong background in management. He's been managing environmental changes in large companies like Vattenfall here in Sweden, Avinor in Norway, and similar other companies. As CTO, we have Maria Amble. She's a former assistant professor at KTH, one of the biggest universities here in Sweden, focused really on industrial biotechnology, exactly what we are using in our tech. So we have a very strong team with vision, creativity, organization structure, and key knowledge within the specific technological area that we're working with. And what we are really focusing on are micropollutants or organic micropollutants. And these are things that cause quite severe environmental challenges. And many of them are also up on the UN Sustainability Development Goals. Like, for example, chemicals from plastics causing hormone disruption in fishes and animals and diminishing these type of populations. We have PFAS in drinking water sources, making them unusable, so they are being completely shut down. Or we have pharmaceuticals. My research was about antibiotics before I started the company, and looking at how we can remove antibiotics from the environment to prevent resistance development. And that's of course one of the big societal challenges we have looking into the future. So really big challenges, and this is just a few of the ones caused by these type of organic micropollutants. What they have in common, though, is that many of them actually are not treated by the wastewater treatment plants. So when they end up in the wastewater through industries and society and so on, they're not being treated, but go completely through and into our environment and causing all of these type of challenges. But it's not that there doesn't exist solutions that could be installed in these plants to solve these type of problems. It's just that they are very complex to implement. Two technologies that are talked about a lot in this area is ozone and activated carbon, for example. But they cause a lot of complex, large installations that only the largest, richest plants are able to actually handle. They are also connected with a lot of work hazards, which turn around a big part of the market as well. And all in all, it ends up being a very expensive type of installation for these plants, and the cost level is just more than what the market is ready to pay for. And that's even though there's been going a lot of money into these type of technologies to try to optimize them and try to improve the cost unit economics for these technologies, but not much has happened the last 10, 15 years. And it's still a standstill on the market, and you see a shift going on for trying to actually pay for the installations instead of the market trying to take it up. So there's a shift going on, a lot of money going into it, but there's still a lot of resistance, and exactly this schism between this is where we see the market opportunity on the market. And to change the status quo, we see the only opportunities to actually implement a new type of technology, and that's where we have Simatic, which is our technology platform, where we address exactly these type of challenges that we see that, or these things that the market is demanding, and that is a low-cost application. It needs to be simple and safe, and another aspect is also that looking into the future and future-proof the technology, is that it needs to be able to both take all the pollutants that you see today, but also being able to adapt to coming pollutants that we discover in the future are a big problem for the environment. And how we do this mainly is through enzymes. And enzymes is what nature uses to break down things. So when you see things being broken down in the forest, or when you digest food, for example, pretty much all of it is done by enzymes. And there are billions and billions of enzymes out there, which allows to have an enormous library to start picking and learn about enzymes to break down different types of pollutants. And over the years we have built up a library of enzymes. So we can nowadays break down pretty much any type of organic micropollutant, and we can then mix together these enzymes depending on the customer demand and make a solution that really targets the pollutants that they have a challenge with. But that, of course, solves one of the things that we are trying to solve for the customer. We also want to have it simple and low cost, and that's where the remaining parts of the innovation comes into picture. And we have developed a method to bind the enzymes onto a material that exists in big bulk. It's a silica-based material, so it's you can buy it in enormous amounts at very low cost. And why we want to bind the enzymes onto the surface of this material is because the enzymes are not being used up when they break down the pollutant. They can redo the reaction over and over again. So if we focus, if we can remain the enzymes in a small volume, we can process large amounts of water through that volume, and of course ends up having great unit economics due to that. And the details about this technology is of course quite complex, but the end result is what is really important, and that is, we call it as simple as sand. And why that is important is because you see it on the picture. It is a sand-like material, and we can use this in any kind of sand filtration infrastructure already that already exists on the market. That means that and sand filtration is something that is already well established, been existing for a very long time, very common in wastewater treatment plants. And so everyone knows how it works. There exists a global infrastructure, how to handle, service, and design systems for this. And we can use the exact same infrastructure for our sand material as well. So we don't have to reinvent system designs and these kind of things. We just need to partner up with an organization that already handles sand filtration systems, and they can use our sand as well. And that, of course, allows the customer to have a technology that is very easy to use, very simple to address, and no one really have any challenge with trying to implement this in a large plant out there. And using the same same type of sand filtration infrastructure, we already cater to a big part of the market. We have the Simatic Smart solution, which is a modular plug-and-play solution that is more catered towards small and medium-sized wastewater treatment plants. We have the Simatic Pro, which is a much more like a bed type of solution, which is for the larger plants. And we also work a lot towards the industry, because they also have a lot of larger industries usually have their own wastewater treatment, and no one wants to spend a lot of money on pollution. So here we also have a portfolio for different type of removal for challenging pollutants in their wastewater streams, and cater to certain aspects of the industrial market. And this is actually where we have most of our customers today in the industrial sphere, but we also are expanding into the municipal market at the moment. This technology has been verified on a large scale through European Union, the Horizon 2020 project. We had a peak performance above 90%, which is important to show that you can come up in very high removal rates at a very cost-effective structure with many pollutants over a long time. We had above 70% removal, and that is important because that's where the European Union is expected to put a regulation level in the future. And the European Union deemed this as a TRL8 or Technology Readiness Level 8 project, which is as high as you can get within the innovation funding sphere of European Union. 9 is when you have full-scale paying customers, so to say. We published these results in February this year. It's all public. Since then, we have pushed a lot more into the market. We already have established partnership with turnkey contractors in Malmberg here in Sweden, Silverfield in Germany, Ireland, Netherlands. We have been working together. We have been working with industrial customer like Lonza, which is one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world, and we have finished several projects with them already and have more coming in. So they have been very happy with what we've done so far. We're working with One, which is one of the biggest organization running municipal plants in Denmark for a plant connected to a hospital. A very interesting project. We have partnerships where we have been subcontracted or partner up with trying to solve more niche type of areas of things, but it shows also how the technology can be used for bigger aspects than what we have focused on right now. And this is just a few of the things that we have going on at the moment. A very interesting aspect of the technology is, of course, also the business model, which I want to talk a little bit about, because the cost level is really important when it comes to this market. When it comes to the capex at cost installation, we are about a tenth compared to our competitors, which of course leaves a lot of opportunities in the business model, how to approach the market. We can be either very much cheaper, or we can take a big margin and use that margin for other strategic choices. But the interesting part comes when it comes to the OpEx. Our competitors, the operative cost for the customer for these technologies, 90% of it goes to electricity, personnel, pumping, and other things on site, while the operative cost for our technology, actually 90% of that, it's opposite. 90% of that goes to paying for the Simatic sand that we need to replace over time. So over time, we will earn way more than our competitors do on each customer. So even if we offer a lower installation cost and competitive or even lower operative cost than our competitors, we will actually earn more over time per customer than they do. And looking into the market a little bit more, other advantage of this technology is, of course, it's important that you have a certain removal level, which we have already proven that we have. But the big challenge has been to actually reach certain cost level as well. Most new technologies you see entering the market are more in the ultra nanofiltration type of implementation, which is very high removal, but still at a very high cost. The only two technologies that are close to the area where the market wants to be, apart from us, is ozone and activated carbon. But I would say Simatic is the only technology that actually fits into this region. And if you want to be able to get the broad aspect of the market, this is the area that you need to fit into. The cost structure, of course, is a very important approach for the market. And it's important on the industrial market, but on the municipal market, when you have a lot of public tenders, it usually almost depends on the cost structure, so that's a big advantage there. The scalability, of course, we can use any sand filtration infrastructure already existing on a local market, so all we need to expand into new market is to partner up with a local company that already have this in place. And we can, of course, and the scalability of the technology is also very important when you look at smaller, medium-sized plants, because the complexity of the other technologies doesn't scale very well downwards. The small customer needs to pay almost as much as the large one. We scale very well. So I think we have a great opportunity on the medium and small-sized wastewater treatment plants, especially. We've gotten a lot of recognition. Just a month ago, we won an international prize in US, where over 500 international green tech companies applied for it, and we came out on top, highlighting exactly the aspects of solving really challenging environmental problems, but also trying to solve it by catering to the market demands. We also had other recognition over the years and a lot of great mentorship through Prince Daniel Fellowship and Scale Up Academy currently, for example, which has really pushed a lot of the strategic work in the company. And we see it is an international interest in this technology. The most of the installations happening are done in Northern Europe, but you talk about it on a European level, and you do see things happening in rest of Europe as well. But this is the furthest gone market, of course. But we do get interest from all over the world. We have interest from North America with the price, for example, but we also have a lot of requests from Canada. We got a lot of requests from China, Australia. We might actually set up a demonstration system in Australia within short time. So there is a lot of interest. And we, of course, do also see this on the revenue side. We have grown by 400% this year alone compared to last year. We have incoming projects that is way above what we've had before. And this is going to be the big challenge for the company going forward, is to grow and scale up the business to be able to handle the increasing pipeline and the number of projects that are coming into the project. And we really see this, that we really have coming in with a new type of technology, which we do have patented as well, of course. We are leading in this area with unique offers that our competitors are not able to do. And in that way, we really believe that we can disrupt this market and really drive the advancement of treating this type of environmental pollutants in the environment as well. So thank you very much.
Great, thank you very much. Very interesting presentation and well put. So I guess we could probably be in agreement of that. The water pollution is a well-known problem. I guess that it will not develop in the right way just in the next couple of years, but that would take me also to a question: where will you be in the next 5 years?
No, but we have been seeing this standoff in the market for many years. We've been around for 8 years now, so we've been into the market for a while, even though it's just the last 2 years that we've really been going into the market. And we have seen almost no change. The more and more money is put into the market, but there's not the acceleration is not going that much faster, and it is really because the cost structure and these kind of things. And we see that we can, with our technology, hopefully disrupt and accelerate the market by actually offering something that the market wants. So. Showing at historical trends, not too much will happen in 5 years, but I think with our offering to the market, I hope we can be part of driving the acceleration in the market, making more happen, and that we actually will be positioned as one of the main drivers in this market already within 5 years.
Excellent. Well, very prudent. So what I'm hearing is that you want to be the #1 water clean tech company in the world, but that was just my words. Okay.
Yeah.
Some other questions that we have received actually before the presentation. You touched upon this on the last slide when you wrapped up, but would you consider the technological innovation to be your advantage against competitors, or is there something else that would differentiate Pharem against other solutions?
The technology itself is more what opens the door to being able to do what we do. So the technology and the innovation itself is more an enabler, but our true offer to the market is to do it at low cost, simple and safe installations, and that we are also future-proof in the way that we can always adapt the solution on site towards the pollutants that they have a challenge with. So I think that's going to be the winning concept, regardless of the technology behind it, but the technology is what enables us to actually do it.
All right, it's your words that it would be a winning concept, but I've never heard anyone wanting to have a difficult installment, low lifetime, and at higher cost. So it seems that you're ticking the boxes. Excellent.
Trying to, at least.
Perfect. I have a last question to you, unless there's someone who's really fast on email or chat. But anyhow, here it goes. So what would you consider to be the key market drivers within your addressable market?
We talked a lot about the municipal side. I can talk a little bit about the industrial side as an example. no one wants to pay for waste. Here they don't think too much about maybe the environmental aspect of things and these kind of aspects. But we do see companies, instead of installing these competing technologies that cost that they think cost too much, they are more happy to even pay the fee for releasing these type of pollutants, and because it costs less than actually paying for the technology that they want to install. So if we can show and model that really reduces the cost on the industrial side, I think we can make a lot of companies to actually take a bigger environmental responsibility and actually take care of the pollutants that they release into the water.
Excellent. So aiming for incentives and disrupting the free economics behind the pollution. That's very interesting. All right. So thank you very much for the presentation. I know that you will be available for any questions that will be asked from the audience. And we'll be back shortly with the next presentation.